Good afternoon, guys, and happy Saturday to all of your sunshiny faces. Guys, got back from the grocery stores. I do not remember exactly what everything ended up costing. I think we're $47.95 at Valley Produce. I know because I got into line and I was like, my dad, you know, there's like a coin shortage thing, so a lot of the places are saying like exact change and stuff like that, and I was like, I asked my dad if he had any change and he was like, oh, I forgot. And we normally pay cash, right? So I was like, watch, you're gonna get up to the register and it's gonna be like 40 something 95, and sure enough, that was exactly what it was. I was like, I should be playing the lottery after this. So I know that that was exactly what it was there. At Jewel, I think it was 30 something maybe. And at Menards, we ended up getting a handful of actual household stuff, but then we also ended up getting 2 things of pea gravel, a big, another one of those shelving units. They had it on sale. It was the same one that we bought before, and they click together sort of, so we ended up getting another one of those for organizing the garage since it was on sale too. And then also ended up getting 2 hanging basket planters because I have 2 more shepherd's hooks, one in the side next to the driveway and then one in the backyard. And they had mums at Aldi again, and they had some good looking ones. Last week they looked not very good, so I ended up getting 2 of those also, and I got those from Aldi, so it's not on the table, they're outside. But again, from Menards, ended up getting those 2 baskets. I think that was everything. Oh, and we also had to get a light bulb because the light in our stinking the hood is out, so we ended up getting that. So I think that was everything. Oh, and also too, my dad already put the ice cream in the freezer outside that we got from Aldi. So that was the one other thing from Aldi we ended up getting. So I'll share with you guys everything. We ended up, like I said, we got a lot at Valley Produce, some meat and stuff like that too. So that's why it was a little bit more money there. But I believe we were right around $150 in total for this week for groceries. Menards was sort of extra also, because again, I think maybe we spent like 40 something or $35 or $45 or something like that. We do have a rebate for 11% back. My dad's budgeting like an extra $100 a week for Menards specifically, although we're throwing it in with the grocery stuff because sometimes, like today, we did get some grocery things, a few things, and again too, so that if we have extra money left over from the groceries, we can use that stuff to actually put towards making, like, doing our projects and stuff like that. So we're kind of combining everything, so it's like $300 budget, but again, really whatever is left over is we are going to use at Menards again for when we have to get lumber to do a project, or we have to get, you know, certain types of things and stuff like that. So like that $20 again shelving unit came out of the grocery budget, but it was sort of not at the same time. So that's why, like, if we wind up only spending $125 on groceries, we have an extra $175 really for, again, project stuff that we need. So you know, buying paint, buying you know, tools if we need them and stuff like that too for doing projects and things. So just sort of makes sense that we're doing it, because sometimes too, again, we do wind up throwing in some grocery stuff, but you know, and sometimes it might be more than what we are anticipating on spending at you know, like for grocery wise. And then too, maybe some of the stuff too, like making our raised garden beds technically helps out with the grocery budget, so since we don't have to buy that kind of stuff, so that's why in reality it kind of all winds up coming from the same place, you know, or whatever. So again, the peanuts were actually for the birds, but that normally comes out of the grocery budget, so you know, that kind of thing. But we're building right now the bird, what's it called, the bird sanctuary thing that's in the backyard, so that's why all that kind of stuff winds up being you know, kind of, again, sort of from the same place. So I will show you guys first Valley Produce. So this was all the stuff we ended up getting over there, pretty much this side of the table over here. That watermelon was from Jewel yesterday. So I'll share with you guys everything we ended up getting. So chicken breast, I shared with you guys last week, we ended up getting these from Menards, these College Inn, like simple starters for one pot meals, and they do have the recipe for a slow cooker one. So I'm going to do slow cooker freezer dinners using this. So it calls for 1.5 pounds of chicken breast. I think one chicken breast is actually pretty much 1.5 pounds, because it was like, or close to it, because it was 5.42 pounds. There was 5 chicken breasts in here, so that's a little over 1 pound each. But I probably am going to do a whole chicken breast and a half for these freezer dinners, so it'll be a little bit heavier on the meat. And I'm going to use the slow cooker recipe, which is on there. I told you guys I wanted to try and use those to make, like I said, freezer dinners. And since I saw the meat was on sale, originally I wasn't going to get it, and then decided to. So with the extra 2 chicken breasts this week, we're going to I'm going to cut them up a little bit, marinate them, and we're going to do them on the grill for dinner tonight, so we don't have to dip into our hamburgers that we normally wind up doing on the weekends, our hamburger stash that's out in the freezer. So that's where that came from. That'll go to make 2 freezer dinners and dinner for tonight as well for $5. And I'll need a handful of things for the marinade, but no big deal. The 10-pound bag of potatoes, that was $1.88. I think the cantaloupe was $1, or right around $1, like 98 cents or something. Gala apples, those were 79 cents per pound. So we got 8. I don't remember how much it cost. Hostess snacks, these were on sale for $1.66. The only kind they had left was like ding dongs and something else, like breakfast cake or something, I don't know, like pie something, that I normally haven't seen or we haven't gotten. So I was originally maybe like, oh, maybe I'll get 3 because it was 5 for $3, or 3 for $5, and I was like, since they only have this kind, I'm just gonna pick up 1. And then the old-fashioned oats, these were 79 cents. They had these on sale a couple weeks ago and they didn't have any left, so I ended up, they had more stocked this week, actually, in a different section also, so I ended up grabbing 3 of those. Those were the limit, 79 cents each. And I told you guys too, we're trying to do some more stock up that we're doing with our like food grade safe storage buckets with the Gamma Seal lids, and so I've been trying to stock up on more essentials and things like that, like oats, flour, sugar, which will most likely come closer to baking season, but we've been trying to stock up on some of those. So I got a package of oats last week, or no, a couple weeks ago, from Jewel. So again, I have 4 packages right now that, again, we can start storing those. And then also too, again, these Del Monte fruit cups. Last week was the Dole, this week was the Del Monte. They were, again, $5 for 3, so they were $1.66 each. I looked at Aldi's price of their generic brand is a $2.15, so that's way cheaper. Went ahead and picked up more of these this week, and they had, like I said, the Dole last week, and then also ended up the Dole brand that they also have at Aldi is like $2.75 or $2.50 or something like that. So I was like, clearly these are way cheaper, like almost $1 or so cheaper than name brand at Aldi, and even the generic brand at Aldi. And then vegetable broth, or chicken broth, I'm sorry, this was 50 cents each, so we grabbed 2 of those. And then also got a seedless cucumber. This was 69 cents. Roma tomatoes were 49 cents per pound, I believe. These little medley tomatoes, I love these. These taste so good. I love to snack on like cherry tomatoes and stuff like that too, which we actually have some that are finally starting to turn red in the garden, so I have some more to snack on. But we don't have a huge harvest, especially not yet, so that's why I'm still kind of buying tomatoes. And then also raspberries, these were $1.50 each. We picked up 3 packages of those, which I forgot to get spinach this week to make my salads, because I got strawberries and blueberries also, so whoops. But we also got cheese. This was a ½ pound at $2.99 a pound. Also got, I think, a ½ pound or so of both the ham, which was $3.99 a pound, and the turkey breast, which was also $3.99 a pound. These were almost like ½ pound on the button. And then the Black Label ham, because it's finally starting to cool off a little bit. We're not in the 95-degree weather anymore, so we can do some BLTs some nights. I do have some that's frozen, but maybe 2 packages left. These were $3.99, and normally the Hormel Black Label brand of what's it called, of bacon is kind of expensive. I have not seen bacon go on sale at all really recently, so this was an okay price, $3.99. There was a limit of 2, so we picked up 2 packages, and again, now that it's cooler out, we can start cooking this stuff a little bit more regularly. And then also too, I got some of the cinnamon bread again to do that like breakfast bake, sort of like a French toast bake, and I can do that one night because I forgot to spray the pan the last time I did it, and half of it wasn't even edible because it was all stuck to the bottom. So this time hopefully it'll be a little bit better. So that was all the stuff, like I said, we got from Valley Produce for $47, under 50 bucks in total. And then over at Aldi again, we ended up spending I think 30 something, I don't remember off the top of my head. We also got 2 mums and the ice cream, which is out in the freezer because it started defrosting already. So we got some red grapes. These were 98 cents per pound. And then again, to go with dinner for tonight, we normally wind up doing pasta salad with the grilling, so we got 2 packages of the just classic brands, and normally we'll have enough left over that I can have it for like lunch tomorrow because I can actually have this stuff. And I a lot of times add in my own veggies too, like I'll cut up a bell pepper and throw it in there as well, or some type of other, you know, it actually has this like add-in of other things that you can add in too on the side. And sorry guys, this is apparently not focusing. But we also got paper plates because we like, you know, easy quick cleanup, and then chive and onion cream cheese, because I stinking have not been able to find this at all at Aldi. Literally, I think since before the pandemic. It really hit. It ended up, like, I think I got one maybe like 2 weeks before that, and that was the last time, and I've been without it for so long, and I love it. I'm not a huge fan. I don't mind regular cream cheese, but I love it. This is my favorite kind. We also got a bag of regular potato chips because I don't think we have any more left. A big, like, the fajita tortillas, because I do my quesadillas with those all the time. Peas, that's what I need also for this chicken breast stuff, and the Kaiser rolls, which I realized we're not grilling hamburgers tonight, but I got my my burgers, so that I'll probably wind up doing that with those. And then milk, because we're out, the whole sprouted grain bread, knock your sprouts off bread, and then also bagels too to go with my cream cheese, so I can have a different option for breakfast. Because when it was so hot this week, I was not turning the oven on almost at all to make my what's it called, those hash browns that I normally do for breakfast. And so I was like, I need to have another option if I don't. Sometimes I will do avocado toast, but I hadn't recently, and I really have had a taste for bagels and cream cheese and haven't had either of them. So I made sure I picked them up this week, even though I can most likely still actually make myself, since it'll be cooler this week, I can make myself the what's it called, the hash browns. And then at Menards, I forgot about that, and maybe we spent 30 or 40 something over there. We ended up getting a couple packages of pasta because they were 50 cents each, so we ended up picking up, this was the only kinds that they had, so I picked up 4 of this kind, which is like I think the macaroni, and then 2 of the spaghetti. And then also too, they had women's razors, these Venus razors, which are normally $5. They were $1.99. This is after the 11% rebate, so they're like $2.15 or something like that. But after the rebate, they work out to be $1.99. And again, they're not like, you know, they're the disposable kinds, but they are pretty good quality for being that. And at $1.99, I was like, hey, this isn't too bad of a price. And then the ketchup, which is, these are stinging huge bottles, was $1 or 99 cents, I think. And then the same thing too, the peanuts after the rebate was, for our birds, we get the unsalted kind. Not our birds, the wild birds that like to eat in our backyard. But we ended up getting those for, I think it was $4.99 for 5-pound bags. That's like $1 per pound. And I bought, I think maybe last week at Valley Produce, they had theirs for $1.99 a pound, and they were like in the bulk section. I was like, hey, I can get this for a better price. So I don't think I need to buy, hopefully, for the rest of the year, any more peanuts. That would be really nice. But again, I love to treat my birds to some good stuff. And some of the bigger birds too, like the blue jay that we normally get, he really loves peanuts. It's like his favorite thing. In fact, I stood out in the backyard on the porch and watched him. It was hilarious, guys. It lasted for probably a good like 10 minutes. He was carrying this peanut up to the top of the roof and then would watch it as it tumbled back down because like the roof sloped, right? So he kept bringing it up to the top, trying to set it down so we could like crack it open. I don't know why he didn't want to like go somewhere else where it's a flat surface or whatever. But sitting on top of the roof and then watching the whole peanut tumble all the way down and wind up in the lawn, and then he goes and picks it back up and flies all the way back up on top, and then it comes tumbling all the way down, and I was like, oh my goodness, this poor bird. Like, but he loves them. They're, like I said, his favorite. I don't know if it's a he or she, but we've taken to calling him Jay, which because we've had the backyard, we haven't had the bird feeder set up recently because we're trying to build the bird thing in the backyard. I have not seen hardly any birds recently. I think they finally realized, though, I did put some stuff on the platform feeder and I saw a bunch of them yesterday, which was really nice, but it was mainly just sparrows. And so I was like, hopefully they start to attract, because I think they kind of like, you know, once the sparrows start coming, which are the easiest bird to attract, then all the other birds are like, hey, there's a place to eat over here, and then they start coming too. I did see a male and 2 female cardinals a few days ago, maybe sometime earlier in the week, and they were also eating a little bit, but I can't, like I said, it's hard because we're trying to build the thing in the backyard. It's not all set up yet, so I can't really have them all of the what's it called, the feeder set up like we did in the backyard, so that kind of stinks. But I think we're gonna go to Old Time Pottery also later so that we can get to the buckets that we need, so we can move the other feeders in the front yard and I can start filling those up. But again, it's a pain to try, and when you have a full feeder, to try and take the whole thing down and move it all around and everything like that while you're trying to move and set this stuff up. So that's why I'm just like, I'll wait until everything is done and then we can start filling the feeders up again. So I really want to start too, because most likely we'll start getting some birds that are migrating through as well. So I want to make sure that they wind up getting, you know, we can attract some of those, again, orioles and stuff like that, which aren't very common getting them here, but we did see one early in spring. Most likely see them in fall again as well when they migrate. So there's a couple varieties that I really want to try and attract that are not, and also some winter birds, which if they know where to go for the feeders and they can find them, you know, and they have a sort of routine of, you know, us filling them up regularly, then they will most likely keep attracting, you know, keep being attracted to the feeders. So yeah, it's been, again, a couple of weeks now that I've been sporadically sort of feeding them, so I need to most likely get this stuff put away and then go help my dad so we can actually go finish setting that up. I think there's one more piece that needs to be stained. My dad's been working on it, but again too, guys, it's been so hot, 95 degrees like most of this past week, so that is why like we have not been able to hardly like get anything done, because it's just, you go out in the garage and you're like, you're out there for 10 minutes and you're like, okay, I'm done, I'm ready to go back inside. Like, so now that we finally, it's like only supposed to be a high of 80 I think today, which is so nice, guys. So lovely out, and nice and cool. And apparently there's a little friend down here who's sitting in there. Anyways, guys, gonna go get all this stuff done I need to and try and get done for the day of what needs to get done. So guys, these are the freezer dinners. I actually ended up turning them into 3 because as I poured the contents from those cartons in there, they would not close. So I was like, you know what, I'll do 1 chicken breast per each, and then, you know, do about 3/4 of a carton of this stuff. And what I actually think I'm going to do is, because I actually have 3 things of biscuits right now in the fridge, is that I'll just most likely actually use these with the biscuits and do it like my pot pies I normally do in the slow cooker, instead of adding the pasta. But I'll kind of follow the recipe similarly as well. So these are all done. All I added was the chicken breast, those cartons, again 3/4 of the carton to each bag, and then chopped up like 2-3 carrots per bag also. So that is what is in there. Those are going to go get out to the freezer, and I'm going to make the marinade for the chicken for dinner tonight. Now guys, with those other 2 chicken breasts, I chopped them into like thirds, so there's about 6 slices of chicken breast, and then did a little marinade, and that's going to sit in the fridge, and then we will have it for dinner tonight. And I'm going to have my Beyond Burgers that I got yesterday at Jewel, so that's what we're doing for dinner tonight. And that's how I ended up using up my 5 chicken breasts for this week. So guys, these are the side dishes to go with dinner tonight. I chopped up a bell pepper and threw it in here with a pasta salad. That was $2.99 per what's it called, per box. So it's $2 for that, and like I said, we'll have leftovers and I'll probably have it for lunch tomorrow. The corn was $1 for 3 ears. My mom already started eating one of those. My burger, which alone was like depending on how you figured that deal yesterday with the mustard was like $2 per burger, so mine was a little bit more money. I put some lettuce, tomato, some brown mustard, spicy brown mustard, and also use the Kaiser roll. And then for everybody else, they're doing chicken breast. It's still actually cooking. My dad didn't estimate the time super well for that. So that is still going, and that was again right around $2 for the chicken breast, and I just threw some light marinade on it. Nothing super crazy like bottled stuff or anything. I just made it with a little soy sauce and some garlic and some that other thing called a little brown sugar, and so that's still cooking outside, but I cut them up into 6 pieces in total out of the 2 chicken breasts, which again were about $2. So dinner tonight was honestly like $5 pretty much, minus my burger. So it was a pretty good price for everything. And on top of that too, guys, we also had to go back out to Menards and to I told you guys we were gonna go to Old Time Pottery to get those pots. We did. We ended up, I got actually I think everything pretty much taken care of that I needed to. So guys, this is a chicken breast again. I was figuring they were 99 cents a pound, so this was actually $1.69 per pound, and again it was about 2 pounds worth of chicken breast, and then again cut them up into about 6 slices there. So those ended up being, you know, about a little over $3. So again, with the other stuff that we got too, was around $6-7 in total for dinner tonight. So pretty good deals. For my plan was to use 3 of those 5 chicken breasts, and when it came in a 5-pack, again had 2 extras, so I went ahead and grilled those for dinner tonight. I need to get to bed. I am tired. We stayed up and watched a movie. It's actually only 11 o'clock, but I got up early this morning, so I'm tired. But guys, I wasn't able to show you guys like the projects getting it done, which we should have. Everything is stained. We should have everything actually put together tomorrow. The problem was that one of the boards that we got, because we left it standing, it's a 10-foot long board, we left it standing vertically in our garage, and that might have been what ended up causing it. I don't totally know, but it ended up actually, it has a crack almost all the way through the wood, and it looks like putting weight on it. I'm scared that something will happen to it. And it ended up, like I said, it had like a crack. It was actually all the way through the board, and more than likely it was probably will actually wind up full on splitting the wood. And so we ended up having to run back out to Menards to get another piece, and then we knew we were most likely going to try and go to Old Time Pottery today so that we could get the 2 planters from for the front yard, that we could do the bird feeders in. So I got all of that set up, but I will show you guys most likely tomorrow that, and then also to we should be able to finish getting the rest of the bird sanctuary done in the backyard. So again, there was a lot of stuff we got done, but we couldn't finish staining the last piece because my dad was going to stain them earlier in the morning, and then that's what, like right when we got back from the grocery store, and that's when we found out that it was like split, the wood, and that it was most likely, I think it was just like the weight from it standing vertically up, it ended up like bowing, and I think it cracked. So that's what I think happened. So we went back out, had to go get another piece. So the support, it most likely will have, so that doesn't wind up happening in what we're making, because, you know, it was such a long piece. But I think just that, or maybe even too, when my dad was moving it into the car and stuff like that, caused that to happen. So we still have to get lattice, but the lattice is not emergent. We don't need it right now. So I think my dad might pick it up one day during the week, and then we can finish that part of it off. But I will show you guys all of that stuff most likely in tomorrow's vlog. It's just, again, it's dark out. I can't show you guys what we did get done, but we also had to settle some of the ground outside too, and like get it even and flat, so we can do the last planter, because that's all that's left in the backyard. And then again, we got the front yard stuff set. So we have to run to Menards tomorrow again, because we need potting soil. We used the 2 bags that we had in the back to set the ones that are in the front, the bird feeders, in the potted plant. So I will, most likely all of this will make sense tomorrow, but because the one bird feeder was tipping over because it was too top heavy, and so we needed to put the dirt in the bottom of it. So we ended up using the stuff that we already had, so we have to go and get that tomorrow. And I think there was one other thing we needed to get to, that we like forgot about or something. So we do have to run back out and get that tomorrow. Maybe we're gonna get more pea gravel too, because we're like just nearly near the end of finishing the stuff behind the garage with the greenhouse. So this will hopefully, guys, we'll be very close to being actually finished with everything. Would be awesome. Or at least this project, but it was a lot of having to move other things around and stuff like that. I also got the mums set up, so all of our shepherd's hooks right now have mums on them. The other thing too I didn't show you guys was when we did go to Old Time Pottery today, those planters actually were only $15 each, so it was a good deal on those. And then we found they had some clearance little lanterns, because I wanted to get, we have two double shepherd's hooks in the front, and there's two of the double shepherd's hooks, and so each one has a mum hanging in a hanging basket, and then the other hooks were empty. So I was like, what else can I put on these? So we found some, actually they were clearance 50% off of these cute little lanterns. So we're gonna maybe get some solar lights and put those inside of there, and then have them like little lanterns inside of the little lanterns that also hang on there, which I thought was kind of cute, so that it doesn't look empty since there's like an extra hook that's not being used. But right now all 4 of the shepherd's hooks that we have all have mums on them, so I was able to get that done as well. So anyways, guys, got a lot of stuff done for today. Like I said, that's why I'm tired. I need to get to bed, but I will show you guys, hopefully everything will be actually finished tomorrow, and I can show you guys too the stuff we got finished in the front yard, because I set out to all the bird food so that hopefully we start attracting the birds back. I was telling you guys too that we hadn't done it for a couple weeks since we started this, because we're kind of moving everything around, and so now that everything is set in this permanent home, I can start feeding our birds again. So anyways, guys, I will see you all in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love it if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye, guys.